G'day YouTube, my name's Lance. Welcome to Bundy Bear's brothel. Look, it's the weather report. I'll talk about the brothel a bit later. The weather report, 23 to 32 today. It started off quite cold, quite hot actually, and really steamy and muggy. And I've been in my little hutchie here, my little home machine shop up at the house. Just getting a bit of stuff done, a bit of tidying up done. It's Monday morning now, and Saturday, the weekend just flew past, and Saturday I had a friend over and he rolled some wheels. I have a wheel roller up the back, so he rolled 8 wheels for himself for an international famous engine cart he's building. And then I had another bloke come along, Pete, and he bought me an old valve grinder off me, my valve facer, and yeah, had a yarn. And then Saturday afternoon was time to clean up around Bundy Bear's shed up the back there. I hadn't done it for ages, and I've been putting it off, and anyway, it was just, it came to be that time. So while Ian was doing the wheels, I was doing a bit of shed tidying up the back. I still haven't found those bloody Wells plugs I was looking for, but anyway, I haven't had time to even work on a tractor this weekend. It's just not happening. Yeah, just really busy. So yeah, Saturday afternoon I started whippersnipping, and some of the old parts from that 188 Massey Ferguson I wrecked, well, they were still sitting out in front of Bundy Bear's shed in the weather, and I thought, well, that's no good. So I've got them over in the stable now, out of the weather. And then the forklift started missing and farting and carrying on, so I had to pull the plugs out of that and give them a clean and get that going. And yeah, it was just one thing after another. But the old whippersnipper, it went. So Saturday afternoon I started the job. Then yesterday, Sunday, I spent pretty well all day on the mower and the whippersnipper and the tractors and the forklift, and getting the tractors out of the way. And then the John Deere 1640 was having starting troubles because I haven't put that starter relay close to the starter yet, so I still haven't done that. And then I thought, well, I'm going to use the 1640 as a slashing tractor, so I'll take the 1640 over and put it on the slasher. And so I got it went to mount it to the slasher, but the sway chains on the 1640 were seized on one side. So anyway, I ginned around enough to get it on there and get the top link on it. I've got it shifted out so I could mow that area and all that. So I've got the sway chain hanging down at the moment. I've been working in a bit of inox and giving it a turn every couple of times I go past. And so so I'm still cleaning the shed up the back, Bundy Bear's shed. I'm trying to get a bit of that done of an afternoon and things like that. Then Bundy Bear's brothel. I've been working on my ute canopies outside, and in my little hutchie here, I've been, of a night when I pack up or before I go to work or whatever I've left outside, I just grab a handful of it and chuck it on the bench here and head to work. Then of an afternoon I grab it and go out again, and away we go. But the pile's getting bigger and bigger, so this morning I've chose to tidy this up a little bit and get a bit of good feel back in here again. You know, when your workshop's shitty and bloody needs a bit of a revamp, needs a tidy up, it's far nicer to work in a nice clean workshop. So I'm in today, I'm sorting that out a bit. It's just starting to shower a little bit. To do the stew, I've just turned the aircon off, which we've had going in my little shop here. And yeah, it actually looks like it's cooled down, but it's just a drizzly shower. Still no rain this week. There's been storms around the area. A lot of them seem to come in from the west, and they might get to Gingin, South Killeen or something, but they don't get to us here. So still no more water in the dam. The little bit we got starting to fade away again. So not to worry. I've still been doing a lot on the work on the tool canopies for my new ute. The electrical wiring where I made that panel up, I've done a lot of wiring. I've pulled all that out and I've just done a heap of wiring. I've tidied it all up, bringing it through to the other side, with bulkhead grommets and firewall grommets, and I can't think of the right term now. And so that's looking good. Yeah, you can just hear a little bit of rain on the roof now. I don't know if you can hear it or not. So certainly welcome. But yeah, that's going real well. The canopies are coming. There's a lot of work in them, but the canopies coming up nice with all that wiring and things like that. Through the week, Mr. Buckarooni's channel with his 10% discount on lithium batteries. I bit the bullet and bought the lithium batteries and the lithium battery monitor, because with the lithium your power stays constant right to the end more or less and just drops off, so just reading a voltage reading isn't really a good thing. So so we've bought the battery monitor with the shunt in it, so we can actually work out how many amps are coming in at any one time, how many amps are going out. It's just interesting, and so that'll probably be here this week, maybe, we'll see. The canopy's coming up pretty good. The ute is going to auto kit today to get the tray put on and the water tank fitted under the tray, and the Heyman Reese tow bar and the brake controller and all that sort of thing. So today it's down there doing that. On the Land Cruiser they have the spare wheel under the back, and you know, above your tow bar under the tray, and it's sort of a slide out thing, and a bit of a dicky idea, but we're in the Colorado, we had a slide out drawer there, like an underbody ute tray, and we used to find that really handy. When we went camping, we'd put all our cutlery and all our stuff in there, and we could just slide it out, grab what we wanted, have a kitchen bench there, the whole bit, and it was just a simple setup. So with the Land Cruiser we couldn't have that, so once we get this ute home here and we get the tray sorted, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull that spare tyre out from under there, I'm going to put it on the back of the ute, and when I've only got the one canopy on, I'm just going to have one ute sitting up, one tyre sitting up the back there on its own. No worries at all, so we have a spare. When the canopy goes on the back, the big canopy on the back, well, we're going to actually order another spare wheel and tyre, and we're going to put two on the back for our trip to the Cape next year. And I was looking at getting the box taken downtown and getting a 200mm platform put on there to support the tyres, so they weren't all hanging off the back wall all the time. So, but last night I got on to Dunn & Watson in Brisbane, and they have a big piece of angle that comes out with the edges folded up for strength that you can bolt to the back of the canopy, and it looks like on my setup here it'll be really good, because at 5mm thick I can set it on the canopy a little lower than where it would normally be, and I could actually bolt it through to the tray as well. So not only does it help keep the canopy on the ute, it makes the tyre, it gives the tyre, the two tyres, the tyres weigh 36 kilos each. I've put them on the scales at work, so you can have two back tyres, they're supported well, they're not only just on the canopy at the back, they're also on the back of the ute tray, and so it's really good support. And on through the centre they supply a washer, a big washer for the centre, and a piece of, like a big long bolt anyway, more or less, with the ends machined on it and a hole drilled to take a padlock. So which that's a good idea. Yeah, I can have the tyres on the back, I can have them locked so no one can nick them, and it's just a good thing really. With the 4200 kilo weight thing, I got enough up my sleeve to have them hanging off the back, and that'll make it a bit lighter on the front anyway. You get a little bit of purchase there. So but with the flat washer, I've never liked that just a flat washer idea, because yeah, it can sit in different spots, and you know, your wheel might rub on it a little bit and take a bit of paint off. Not that you would see it because it's got nice caps going on the wheels, but what I'm going to do today before it arrives is I've got two of these pieces of alloy, and look, I just picked them up from the scrappy, and what we're going to do is we're going to machine a step on here. It already has a step on it, so it already has a step here, so we're going to machine this step to, I think it's 100 110 millimeters, but the figures are sort of irrelevant. And then we need to turn this outside diameter to 125 mil, and you'll see it says a thread of some sort. I don't, but like I say, I just got it from the scrappy. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a spigot that actually sits in the rim, and the washer will come up against the back there, so we're not buggering the rim up. So this will sit, it'll be a snug fit inside the boss on the rim, where the, well, you know, where your axle flange goes. So the wheel sits up on that, then you do your bolts up. So we'll have this side fit snugly into the rim, and this will be probably, I don't know, 5 or 10 millimeters, whatever I've got left there. Like I say, that the important figure is the 125 on the OD, and I think it's 110 on the ID. So I can sit it up into the rim, into the mag wheel, and I can bring the washer up the back, and if the washer goes up or down or slides a little bit with vibration, it's not taking any paint off my rim or wearing it or anything like that. So so this week's Stu's actually going to have some machining in it. How lucky are you? Look, I love machining, I love buggering around, but I just get so busy that I snooker myself sometimes, yeah, with all the crap I take on. So so today I'm going to set the camera up on the lathe up the back there, and it's just warts and all. We're going to just film as it goes. I'm not going to use extra microphones or any of that stuff. It's just the old days, like I did when I started the channel, just bloody bore it away and have a chat. So so that'll be another job done if I can pop them over today. The hole in the middle doesn't matter because this other washer and bolt, the bolt looks about 16 mil. It'll just self-centralise here, and if you have a tyre that's a bit bigger or a bit smaller, it'll just sit up or down a bit. Once I work out where to drill the hole through the canopy, and where the hole comes through the canopy, it may go through just in the thin alloy part, but if it does that, we're going to make up a special angle bracket that can sit on the main frame inside. So we're actually using the main 2B1 alloy bars inside as well. So we're going to tie the whole lot together. So we'll do that on both sides. I'm going to set the ute up so with the single cab on, with the little toolbox up the front, I can still have my 2 spares. If we're just going on for a lap, you just go for a drive overnight or something like that. And then when I can just unscrew the spares when I want to put the camping body on, and the toolboxes, the back one will slide right up against the front one, and we'll put a couple of bolts in just to lock it in, and I'll still have to lift the wheels up. And look, they are a bit heavy, but anyway, I'm not that old and rooted yet that I can't do that. But by putting the spare wheels on the back of the vehicle, it gives us an option to have this trundle draw again that Judy and I really enjoyed. It was a good part of our ute. Dunn & Watson in Brisbane have one, but I've got to wait till I get the ute for measurement. So we'll custom make us one, but you slide the drawer out and it's got a top so it's sealed, but on our old one it never had a top. And I folded one up on a piano hinge and pulled it up, and it was a bit of a pain in the ass really. But look, it still worked well. So Dunn & Watson, they've got gas struts so you can pull it out and it'll stay down, but if you lift it, it's got a gas strut that'll hold it up while you get your stuff out. So we're going to go with that, which is a good thing. Once AutoKit get the tray on the ute this week, I can go and have a measure then and work out what size under tray boxes I can have for our other stuff. I've got to go to ARB this week and see if the twin compressors come in. So I've still got to wire all that into this front canopy yet. So so we have air on board, whether we're camping or whether we're just doing a run down the beach to go fishing sort of thing. So so anyway, a lot to sort out yet. Another thing I did through the week is I bought this. Now on the 135 multi-power, the trekking tractor, I had a bit of a fiddle with that, but nothing major worth showing. It's got power steering on it, and on those tractors in Australia, the power steering column has the valve on it, and it's still, look, it's just exactly pretty well like a 135 or 35 steering box. The difference in 35 and 135 is the mount on the top here. for where the dash comes on. I noticed that's got a MF240 written on it, so I bought it for a 135. Sparex had it there, and I thought that's what I've been meaning to do. So I bought that because the valve on the column, when you turn the column on a power steering tractor in Australia, it moves a little bit up and down, and that brings the valve up and down. A bloke in Tassie that's done a similar thing, he said, I think you'll want to get rid of that. He says he did on his. He just found you were chasing it, and when you're going fast you were chasing it. So my 135 up the back and the 35 gold one, I've done the steering boxes up on them, I've done the towing. They're beautiful, they're lovely steering, nice and light. So I mean, so that's the way I'm going. I'm taking the power steering off. I'll use it for something else, no doubt, and yeah, it'll just be another part. So there's probably a 135 steering box video coming up. Another thing you may be interested in is while I was packing up the 188 stuff the other day, getting it out of the road and making the place look, you know, a bit more than a bloody dump. There's the 188 steering boxes there, and I said to Jude the other night, we were having a yarn, and I said, look, I should organise myself to do that 188 steering box up, and just for for 2 points. One is to have the video content for the channel, which is something we're always looking for, you know. Well, I don't have to look too hard, I just got to get the time to do it. And the other thing is, once we do the box up, and it's a good thing, we can pop it out on the market and sell it, and make a couple of bob on it hopefully, and people that purchase it can see that it's been done up properly, so we should get good money for it. It wouldn't be a cheapie, but it would be done properly. So that's another thing we're thinking about doing, if I ever get time. We'll see how we go. The Sparex, I'm not sure if I told you last week or not, I got onto Sparex to see about if their sponsorship deal with the YouTube with Bundy Bear Shed was still good this year, and we do it on a yearly thing, and they said, look, at the moment they have a brand new Australian general manager, and he only just started last Monday or Tuesday or something like that. So James, our rep, he's a good bloke, old James, and really goes in batting for us when we'd like him to. He's just a good rep. And so I got onto him and I said, oh, how are we going with the sponsorship? Are we still a go this year? Are they happy with the sales? And they come back and they said, look, they're really just tickled pink with the amount of sales that Queensland Tractor Spares puts through. It has picked our sales up a lot, the YouTube channel here. And but he said, I can't tell you about the sponsorship. He said, we've got a new general manager, and he said the new general manager only started last week. So he said, look, what the plan is, he said, I'll give him a couple of weeks to settle in and you know, feel his way and get to know the lay of the land with the job, and then he said, I'll hit him up for you and show him what's going on. And I said, well, look, last week we hit the 25,000 subs on the channel, which is, oh, look, great, and thank you for your support, everyone. It's, whoever thought of bloke dicking around in the shed with a couple of shitty old tractors would be good viewing. Well, probably still not good viewing, but you turn up anyway. So you're loyal if nothing else. Yeah. So yeah. So look, we hit the 25,000 subs, which was great. Yeah. You never can tell with YouTube. Like, of course, I have ads on it, and I ask you all to watch some ads for me, and that helps generate income for the channel. And some days you get your payout at the end of the month, and even though it's a 28-day cycle, they keep saying on the screen, if it's a 31-day month, you'll probably be up a bit on that or something like that. So even though they say you'll earn X, sometimes they say your earnings are X, and they're more, and you're quite surprised. You think, shit, that's good. And then at the moment, for some reason, they're down to buggery. So I have no idea what happened. So the earnings have just dropped through the floor, disappeared at the moment. Well, not disappeared, they're still alright, but they've dropped a heap, like 30–40%. And all I can put it down to is perhaps the American elections and all the bullshit going on over there, and perhaps people are tuning into the telly to see what's going on instead of buggering around with tractors. And then yeah, it's in the northern hemisphere, you're having a winter now, aren't you? So So yeah, people might be huddled up in the house sipping rum, cuddling mum, not out in the shed in the cold fixing tractors. So who knows? I just don't know how it all works. I'm just here because I'm here. Yeah, we'll see. But look, I'll cut here. I'll go and set the camera up on the lathe there, and we'll just run through turning one of these just because we can. Okay, I've got one of these little plates chucked up there in the 6-jaw. Now, the little step I need to be 110, and look, this one here, the one there already is around 106. So I think what the idea will be is to machine this 106 one off, and we have enough meat here. See, this is just a spacer, it's not taking all the load, it's just to stop any of the rim wearing or marking at all. So I think I'll take this off and we'll work on doing a step before we take the OD down. Probably if I take the OD down, well, I'm not doing all this back and forth in there, so I might go for the 125 on the outside here. Now I haven't checked this exactly yet, so we're 152. So we've got a bit to come off there, so I might take that off first, and then when we're doing the shoulder, I haven't got as much machining like that, I can use the power feed easier. So I'll get my chair out of the road. I've got the pointiest carbide, I think it's 0.2 of a, no, I think it's 2mm radius. Anyway, that's okay, we'll get her underway. We're running at around 600 RPM, 640. Okay, I better turn the DRO on. I haven't even got that on for the day yet. What have we got here? $147.85, so I'll just feed that into the DRO. So on X, okay, got it fit into the DRO, so by the time I get down there I should be okay. So if my DRO is set up properly, we should be really close to 140 mil there. 139.96. The DRO reads 139.99. So, oh, you can't really see that where it is there. Okay, so the DRO is going fine. Put a bit of venom on that and we'll just keep chogging away at this one. That's not good, Lance. Feeds and speed's probably all up the shit, but I'm just in a bit of a hurry. So the story is at 2 mil feed, which is 4 off the OD, it gets all stringy and shitty on me. At 1.5, thereabouts, it stays nice, and I get these proper little chips. Just interesting. That should be real close to 125. I'll just grab these little burrs off. We'll have a check. This isn't all that accurate, it hasn't got to sit in anything, this one. So we'll press him on. 124.69. I'll just zero that again. Yep, 0. 124.97. Close enough for a tractor bloke. Okay, I'll pop this tool out for a second, and I'm just going to pop in. Where has it gone there? Here we go. This is just a 60-degree tool, and it should just poke down the edge without hitting the in the jaws. If I do my job right. Let's just touch him. We'll take him out a little bit. Okay. That's got rid of that sharp back edge. We still have to address the back of this yet because it's quite rough down there, but okay, we'll put our original tool back in and we'll just chomp away at this front a little bit. Okay, across the There's just a slight little irregularity in the surface there. Just must be where the speeds change as the diameter gets smaller. Not to worry. Okay. So I might just do another run on auto, and that'll give me my 0 for my depth. Okay, that's the 0. I'll just get rid of some of this junk. The lathe's dirty and it's been in a long time. I'll have a big clean up after this job. That surface has still got a slight little ripple in it just there. Where it must just change. Who knows what. But anyway, what width do we have there now? Okay, we have 13.6 mil there. So we might put a, what's a 5 mil look like? I might go to a 6 mil lip. So now we have the 0, we can work on that. And we're going down to 110, so first couple of cuts I'll just take a bit of a steady on it and just see how we go. So according to the DRA that should be 110. 109.88. Oh, we're 109.98. So 0.1, we're 1/4 hour short. And look, that's fine. I will bring this out. Okay, I'll 0 it there because we know where we want to be. Okay, there's our 6 mil step, and I kept coming in and I left about 1/2 mil at the end just to tidy up with. So that's our final size. I'll just tidy up those edges once more. Deburr it. Okay, that's one done, so we're not quite finished yet. Oh shit, wrong way, thanks. Bloody dipstick. Okay, so if we can pull these jaws out wide, and I would like to skim this outer, where I may just put it in on the inside there again. It probably won't matter an awful lot. Once it sits up nicely against that edge, we should be okay. We will have to be careful in there. I think that looks pretty even. And we're just taking that sawn finish off. We're not getting too fancy. So that's the basics of our spacer, and like I say, the only work or the only job for this spacer is where this sits into the hub, into the rim, where the washer sits up the back and would rub up and down all over the wheel. This will be like sacrificial really. Okay, here's the wheel, and I've got it just leaning over so I can work with it. There's our spacer. Now the idea is that the spacer sits in here like that, and where the bolt comes through the centre with the washer to hold it on, it's not slopping around here, damaging the front of the wheel at all. Now I can turn the wheel around and put it on the back, but yeah, look, I just thought I'd do it this way. I think it'll work fine. So with the spare wheel carrier, we should be good. There you go. That's what I've been up to. Well, there you go. One little washer, and that's the end profile. 110, 125. Look, give or take a metric 15th. And that sits in the wheel. I've just got a bit of footage. I've just been out there and done that and showed you that. So I have one more to do, and then it must be time to turn the aircon on in here again. I've had the aircon off when I'm filming because you just get that drone in the background. I suppose you wouldn't hear it with the lathe running, but anyway, that's how I've done it. So yeah, look, I'll make one more of these and turn the aircon on, and once I've done this, I really want to clean my lathe up. It's a mess. It's about as dirty as it ever gets, and I just haven't been taking the time. I've been running up here, turning up something, pissing off again, and running up and not putting my my effort into cleaning up. So there you go. There's a bit of machining this week. Who knows what's going to happen next week? I could not find those Welsh plugs up the back. I didn't have any at work. I've worked out that you can put a cup one in backwards. So I might even look at that, because I thought, oh, I could always turn one up, but you can put a cup one in backwards and give it a smack with a bit of Loctite and it expands out. So I played with that. So we'll see. Well, once again, look, thanks for dropping by, everyone, coming in for the weekly visit. Hopefully we get a bit of rain. There's a cyclone up North Queensland just developed last night, so we're hoping as they come down the coast, and it's actually crossed land, well, this afternoon they're saying it's going to cross land, so if that comes down the coast a bit, we get a rain depression off it, and oh, lovely rain, and we don't really need the roof blown off the house, but we wouldn't mind the dams full. So anyway, thanks for dropping by once more, everyone. Have a good week, and we'll catch you next week. See ya.